You are watching the Jesup High School Athletics on the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We welcome you to our Hawks Nest inside the Lorianne Sabres press box at the Jesup Community School Football and Track Complex. Good evening, Jayhawk fans. Tonight, your 2025 Jayhawks, who are 2-5 on the year, set sail into another Highway 20 showdown. This time, squaring off against the 3-4 Hudson Pirates. It's a big night here at the Hawks Nest. Youth football recognition night, senior night for the band, alumni cheer night, and most importantly, senior night for the football team. So there's plenty of wind in our sails. This is Coach Tim Sauer, your captain on the call tonight. And in the foxhole, or should I say below deck, is our very own 10-year head coach of Jayhawk Cross Country, beloved elementary PE teacher, and a friend of the network, Coach Nick Green. Nick, great to have you on board tonight. How are you steering the ship?
Hey, we're going towards the left column. We're finding a win. That's what we're looking for right now.
That's right. And Nick, the Jayhawks are hoping to chart a winning course tonight against a Hudson crew that's known to bring some heavy firepower. The Pirates come in trying to weather the storm after a tough loss last week, while the Jayhawks look to keep their compass pointing towards a playoff berth. We'll see if the Jayhawks can stay the course, avoid any rough waters early, and keep the sails full behind a balanced attack on both sides of the ball. If the offense can stay afloat and the defense can plug the leaks, this can be smooth sailing by the fourth quarter. So batten down the hatches, Jayhawk Nation. Kickoff is just moments away, and we're ready to navigate another Friday night under the lights here at the Hawks Nest.
That was incredible. That was a great intro.
You know, I have some free time on my hands every once in a while. So, well, we just got the door shut. I don't know if I'm too loud or if I'm super annoying, but we might say the former versus the latter, right?
That was great. Hey, this is a perfect night for some Jayhawk football. A lot of implications on the line tonight with who wins, who loses, who moves on. This is exciting.
Yeah, Coach Green, you talked about implications for, this being the last week of regular season play. There's a lot on the line tonight. As we continue to go through the broadcast, Coach Mines and I, and Coach McGuire, we've talked about what might happen next week, right? And there's a whole bunch of different scenarios. And we've got the AP Falcon game going on an iPad over here. So we'll try to provide you updates and talk about what that means playoff-wise coming up. And looks like I'm guessing Hudson won the toss and they elected to receive. And a great opportunity for the Jayhawks to start on defense here. Looks like the wind's going south to north. The flag's moving just a little bit. We'll see if that's enough to try to give a little help here for Tice Larson, who's sent out for our kickoffs right now. Tice right now has 15 kickoffs on the year for 725 yards. So, Coach Green, it rained a little bit here in Jesup, kind of off and on. It's going to be really interesting to see how this high-powered Hudson Pirate offense can do and if those field conditions are a little slick.
Yeah, they're a heavy pass offense. The rain has stopped at this moment, but I know there's some in the forecast coming up. The weather could dictate a lot. The ground's a little soft with the rain we received. Hopefully our pass rush is still efficient. We can get some pressure on Roberts. And
Tice Larson's kick lands at the 25-yard line on the outside hash, goes out of bounds, and that's going to be a flag. Hudson Pirates will take over with the ball right about the 35-yard line. Coach Green, you've already talked about the high-powered offense that the Hudson Pirates have, and it's going to be great to see what they try to do. Hudson's still fighting for a playoff spot, too, depending on how everything kind of sorts out in all the games tonight. Shotgun from the Pirates, motion by Yoder. Coming across, hard count, run outside off tackle, big run to start off for the Pirates, and tackled on Pirates sideline. You know, Coach Green, that's one thing, you know, me and you have a little debrief. You know, we talk cross country and then we talk a little bit about football, and I know you're always trying to get some film in. And these Pirates, you know, I think they have under 600 yards rushing collectively as a squad, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with the run game against a stingy Jesup defense.
Yeah, you can see our offense not really follow the fake there, or presuming it was,
right.
They're thinking it was a fake or a play action. And the scouting report is definitely out. Roberts likes to pass. He has, I believe he leads the team in rush yards.
Catch, pass, first down for the Pirates. And it looks like the ball was on the ground. Jayhawks pointing, no official word from the officials, and they're going to say he was down first as the Pirates continue to use that high-powered passing attack, lead the district. They lead the district in passing. Receiving, they lead the district. The running game is probably the middle, if you could say that as well. And, you know, you look at our district coach, Coach Green, and I think a lot of the teams, their leading rusher ends up being the quarterback. So just kind of interesting to see that in 1A football. Run to the right, off tackle for the Pirates.
Now, I do love how we're getting a lot of gang tackling. That strip ball that we had on that last one, they did a great job of standing them up and punching for the ball, Peanut Tillman style. And I think that's probably something you're going to see a lot from the Jayhawks here. We have had very good pursuit in our last few games of a lot of hats on the ball, which hopefully that can continue. So far, they're getting about 5 yards of play, though, so we'd like to get a little contact at the line if possible.
2nd and 5 for the Pirates. Motion by Yoder across. Pitch pass up front. Looking for a corner. Slips through the first tackle. Breaks an ankle for the second level. And another large run play. You know, Coach Green, so far we've seen 3 or 4 runs, 1 pass here for the Pirates. And they're looking to kind of add to as we continue to go into potentially the first round of the playoffs. Add a little new wrinkle to their offense. Not a team that's had a lot of success running the ball in the air.
Yeah, we talk about probably every broadcast establishing the run. What does that look like to establish the run so that you can then establish your passing game? And right now they're setting it up well. I'd expect to see a pass here, first down.
Motion.
Same play.
Running back outside, setting the edge. Jayhawk shedding and tackled.
Great pursuit there.
Nice job.
Cherry, nice job.
Gavin Cherry shedding the block to be able to get out there.
You know, our DBs are going to have to be very active today as they keep continuing to get to the outside. One, we got to get contained, but there's going to be a lot of that stalk blocking happening from the Hudson Pirate wide receivers that we need to get our hands out, fight with our hands, get the receivers off of us, shed that block, and make a tackle in space. That's going to be huge if they keep pressuring our outside and cornerbacks.
Hand fighting is not just for the big boys up front.
That's right.
2nd and 5, 9 minutes to go left. Motion showed by Hudson. Fakes the toss out into open space. Hard play for the Jayhawks and a great open field tackle by.
Tackle. Is that Max DeVore? Is that number 4 again? Is that Chip? No.
I'm going to say that's
Max DeVore. Yep.
Wrestler out in space.
That's right.
What a great combination out there.
Picking ankles. Love to see it.
Ankle picker. Yeah, so that's just an excellent job in the open field, and that can be super intimidating. You know, Max, strong kid, maybe sometimes a smidge undersized out there on the kind of on the island as a cornerback, and just a nice open field tackle to try to get the Pirates in 3rd and 2 on the 14-yard line. 2 wide receivers set Jesup sideline. Handoff from Hudson. And swallowed up.
Good contact.
And I think that's going to be the story of the night. It's going to be where the first contact is.
Yes.
Is contact made in the backfield? Is the line of scrimmage? No. Is the running back getting touched?
Yeah, following Hudson track the last couple of years at the middle school level, which is where I see them the most. They've got a lot of fast kids coming up at their younger levels, and they retain a few fast guys at their junior and senior class as well. If they're in space, that's going to be tough to track down, especially with a head full of steam. If we get a fourth and 2 here after Pirates have been driving, this is huge.
Roberts under center, not something we've seen a whole bunch of. Roberts fakes, looks at the sidelines, see what the call's going to be. Brecky,
wow.
Coach Brecky doesn't like the look and calls a timeout.
Great discipline from the Jayhawks because just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, I think we were offsides on 4 different accounts, hard counts or just kind of getting a little too excited. That's a lot of growth there for our guys, especially as they're kind of marching down the field on us here. That's a huge stop, and especially to use a timeout here with 7:37 left in the first quarter. Got to love that to put them in a spot where they're kind of unprepared for Jayhawks not to jump off sides there.
You know, the other side, so I said Coach Brecky. Coach Brecky has been at Hudson for over, this is his 13th year at the helm with a record of 73 wins and 47 losses. I believe that's before the season started. They're 3-4 on the year, 8-9 in his playoff record. Hudson has made the playoffs 11 out of the 13 years he's been at the helm. He's part of the 2018 state championship team, which was the 3rd for the Hudson Pirates. You know, one thing we mentioned on the broadcast screen was the Hudson Pirates lead this series. Jesup's played them 9 times since 2014, and Hudson leads the series 7-2. 4th and 2, Pirates in the gun, snap at the waist, roll out, see if Roberts tucks and runs with it, cuts across field, breaks the tackle 2, and falls forward for a first down. Coach Green, Roberts, sophomore. You're looking, you know, that's a big cat back there for being a sophomore. You're looking at, what is that, 6'6", 211 pounds. You know, watching some film on him this week, maybe leading the team in rushing, or if not the second rusher. You know, I don't think he's a big threat to run the ball. We've seen a lot from this district thus far on quarterback run game, and you have a hard time seeing it home. Looks like it's starting to miss a little bit out there, so it'll be interesting to see how that affects the Pirate run game here. Pirates under center. Oh, ball snapped.
Shoot.
Rats.
Roberts did a good job of corralling that, and there was just a hole that just developed. It looked like maybe a fullback dive or a halfback lead dive. That the hole was just there for Roberts as it developed.
You know, that's tough. You're someone who maybe doesn't spend a lot of time under center. Obviously, you practice it. And with just a little bit of rain falling out there, it looks like, you know, the Pirates were able to hold on to it and able to fall forward for a touchdown. Snap, hold, kick is good. Hudson Pirates 7, your Jayhawks 0 with 6:57 left to go in the first quarter. Pirates did a nice job. With the time of possession there. And, you know, extending drives. You know, I didn't exactly count, but I'm guessing it was pretty close, if not double digits for the play selection. I mean, for how many plays they ran on that drive there. And so, you know, we've seen this. Watching a little bit of the Waterloo-Columbus game earlier today. Both teams had the ball maybe 4 times, and then it was almost halfway through the second quarter. So, time of possession is huge for these Pirates, and we're going to see what the Jayhawks can do as they come out here on offense.
Yeah, you'd like to see us obviously score here, but use some clock. Hudson scored, I mean, very quickly, really, yes. Right? I mean, some clock did run off, but that seemed very efficient for them. I did like to see us get them to a 4th down, put some pressure on them. Saw some good things from our defense, pretty explosive from the Pirates, and but we've got Aiden Youngblood back to return. We've got Tice Larson back to return. We've got our explosive guys back. And a passing game that last week kind of exploded to something that we haven't seen yet this season. So it'll be fun to see what we put out there on this first drive. Yeah, the Jayhawks not being one that, you know, their identity is hard-nosed, blue-collar, tough, and opened up with the passing game. Pirates kick, oh, nice, get down. And Hudson trying to get into their bags of tricks instead of trying to pin the Jayhawks deep. And I'm going to say something. I think that's a little gamesmanship because no one wants to kick it to Aiden Youngblood. Aiden Youngblood didn't return a kickoff last week. And so take your chance with the big boys up front that maybe don't get a lot of opportunity to practice catching the ball. And a nice job with that front line execution. That's a great job because how often does your front line turn their back to the kicker because they want to retreat and they want to block for Aiden. 100%. Great job corralling that 52 for us, Mike and Neiman. Great job, hands team. Fake handoff, Tice Larson, run, Oscar Cole, 1, 2, 3.
we'll call it 5 yards, and a nice solid run to start off the Jayhawk offense. That's a great first series. Great first play here for the Jayhawks. You know, Eli Haggerty at quarterback. You know, he was starting last week for the Jayhawks with Cade Reeves out for the rest of the season with an upper body injury. But it's great to see Haggerty be able to, you know, face some of that adversity of playing and then playing a different position and coming back in and having some success. 3 wide receivers set. Orbit motion, flipped, nice pitch and catch. Oh my gosh! Hook and ladder by the Jayhawks. 10-5, touchdown! Gavin Cherry!
Love it, love it, love it.
Now, I don't want to say this.
Oscar Cole,
sorry, that was the running back, sorry.
Yep.
I got to apologize to Mr. Cole later. So Coach Green, I was talking off air with Coach McMartin, and I said, what are you going to do this week to set the tone? He said, Sauer, if we get a certain look, if we're on a certain part of the field, we're going to make it happen. So, excellent start. You know, the one thing
execution.
Oh my gosh.
Great execution on that. Okay, we were tiptoeing on the sideline for a second there. Shoot.
That's tough. That's tough. You know, great execution. That's a play you can run 10 times during practice, and it works every single time. And you get into the game, wide receiver, I believe that was Max DeVore on our side, goes back for the curl, catches, and then his knee touches before he passes it. Great stop. I mean, great start for the Jayhawks. I believe that AP actually ran that same play last week against them.
Yep, so, and we've had it run against us by, it early in the season?
Yeah.
Osage?
Nope, because you weren't here.
Yes.
You know what I mean. So I think it was Columbia. No, I think you're right. No, Osage.
Yeah.
So your Jayhawks trailing 6-7 with 6:05 left in the first quarter. Just awesome. I don't want to say it's backyard football, but just a great opportunity. Whether this is our last game or we're going to the playoffs, that's definitely a wrinkle that most teams got to prepare for.
And our district has shown, if you want to be competitive within district games, you're going to have big moments and big plays. And that's the type of thing that our Jayhawks have needed this year, whether it be Aiden Youngblood returning to kickoff, whether it be the catch and pitch right there. But those are the big plays that keep you in a ball game against a competitive team like Hudson. And now we get our defense back on the field after getting a few looks, kind of see what Hudson is about right now, and maybe just establish a little more pressure at the line of scrimmage, a little more contact at the line made by our interior, and force them to make some plays.
Kick from Tice. Tice, line drive kick, middle of the field. Picked up the 25-yard line and tackled by number 0, Bradley Pint. Great execution. You know, I talked to Coach D'Souza a little bit before the game. Just a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom there talking about the special teams. And Coach D'Souza talked about one of the greatest things about what he gets to do now is not that that he gets to football is great X's and O's, but it's the cognitive part, right? It's more than the physical catch, run. It's the game within the game, and that was really cool to listen to Coach D'Souza and I kind of chat about that. Motion, Hudson sideline, the Jesup sideline, handoff, off tackle, bounce, and tripped up on the far sideline, on the Hudson sideline. Coach Green, what's given us a lot of promise to start off here on defense is right now, I know it's only one drive, but the Pirates are earning those yards, right? There's not huge chunk plays here and there. I wouldn't say there's anything over 15 to 17 yards right now. And if you can live with that, you know, death by 1,000 or 10,000 paper cuts, that's going to put you in a position to be successful. Motion, 2x2 to 3x1, backside. Island by DeVore, and another ankle pick tackle by DeVore. Be really interesting to see how these Hudson Pirates attack the stingy Jesup defense. A lot of guys have had the ability to catch passes this year from Roberts. One name that you see a lot is Anderson, number 7, Anderson Yoder. He's someone who you've seen a lot in the 2x2 sets, motioning across, trying to get the ball into Hudson's playmakers' hands. Twin set over into the Hudson sideline. Pulling guard, looks like a little trap action. And not much doing. A couple yards, good fall forward, maybe 3 or 4 by the Pirates. Right now what you're seeing, which would be fairly uncharacteristic for the Pirates, is establishing a run game. Like we said before, under 600 yards of total rushing offense on the year. Pirates 2nd and 7. Roberts rolls all right, doesn't look what he sees on the open space, overthrows Yoder, guarded by Tice Larson.
Good coverage by Tice. You know, we haven't seen that. That's more of the longer developing plays that they've had so far tonight. Outside of their rollout earlier, everything has been very quick hitting, handoff, quick pass out to the flat when they see that we're in a softer, maybe cover 3 type of cornerback dropping back. That's the first time we've seen a play take longer than 2 seconds to develop.
And that's so interesting watching a sophomore quarterback be able to do that, reset his reads, get outside the pocket. Sometimes that's helpful, sometimes it's hurtful, as the Pirates are 3rd and 7 on the 50-yard line. Snap, roll out, Jesup applying pressure. Roberts not looking much where he's going, and broken coverage from the Jayhawks as Yoder makes the catch.
No, I like what we're doing in coverage there, other than the breakdown, but we had Gavin Cherry disguising his coverage. First at the line of scrimmage, looking more like a nickel, and then faded back into a cover 0 or a deep middle third, which I think threw Roberts off because they had a route maybe working towards the middle with one of their backs there. And that's a small breakdown in coverage, but when you've got him scrambling, that sometimes happens like that.
Anderson Yoder, 49 catches, 562 yards, 3 touchdowns, senior, 6'1", 201, great measurables. Run from the Pirates, off tackle once again. And you know, Green only in the second drive here for the Pirates, but the point of contact right now for the Hudson run game is they're getting to the second level. And what's really difficult about that is, as the game goes on, and they do use a plethora of different individuals to run the ball, it gets a lot more difficult as the game goes on because running backs tend to run harder and harder as the game progresses.
Yeah, we could really do with some force on the front line there, and I'd be curious what Coach Sullivan does to put some different stunts on, or if he puts linebackers into a certain gap here to help with that. But they're doing a great job of pushing our guys back those first 3 yards, and that was better. We got some contact at the line of scrimmage. Going to need to see a little more of that. We do a great job of pursuing and getting hats on the ball once there is contact, but we can't afford to have it 4 yards off the line.
Looks like the Pirates only got a yard on that. Looks like it's 3rd and 3 on the 13-yard line. We've got about 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Hudson 7, Jayhawks 6, and a big play just recently there, but perfect opportunity for the Jayhawks to bend, don't break here defensively. Roberts in the gun, snap, pitch and catch. I believe that's Yoder again, fighting for every single yard, and it looks like he's be down about the 3-yard line. Coach Green, you talked about the long progression it may take on some of those plays that take a bit longer to set up, especially in the passing game. And right now, everything's been super quick. Get the ball out of Roberts' hands, probably to Yoder, anybody else, and then if not, then we'll try to roll out the young quarterback as well. Yeah,
it looked like kind of a hook curl concept right there with seeing what our DBs are giving him, and he knew right away that he was going to his 2 option there.
Under center again, and absolutely swallowed up by the Jesup defensive line. That defensive line, especially in our system that we currently have defensively, a lot of love doesn't go to the defensive line. Playing defensive line before, your job is you're going to take up blocks, and hopefully your linebackers make their correct reads and be able.
Tice was in the backfield there, opened up space for our linebackers. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't get a lot of love getting beat up, but if you get beat up and take 2 guys with you and allow our backers like Munson or Larson to get the tackle.
Looks like Roberts tries to fall forward. Yep, all 6'6", 211 of him able to score. And Hudson expands their lead 13-6 with 1:41 left to go in the first quarter. We can be frustrated. One thing we talked about on the pregame show is both these teams have the potential to score points. I think the one thing we talked about was the combined score out of, 7 out of those 9 games was 40 points. So it's no secret when these two teams play, there's going to be a lot of offense, even if one team hasn't had a lot of success offensively and the other team has. And what you just saw there was Jackson Nestabai, 5'10", 130-pound junior, with the kick, who is now 16 for 17 on the year for PATs. And before he comes out here and kicks, so far in the years had 26 kickoffs, 1 touchback on the year. It's going to be closing in on almost 1,000 yards in kickoffs. And so far, reported from Varsity Bound, Go Bound, you're looking at one out of 2. On the Columbus podcast, video cast I was watching before the game, it said he made one from 40 yards or tried one from 40 yards. So I think that's super interesting to see as this game continues on. If it stays close, are we going to see something we probably don't see? A field goal outside of 30 yards, and
definitely something in their bag that they've looked at.
And for those of you following at home, one game that we're trying to keep an eye on is going to be Waterloo Columbus Catholic versus Applington Parkersburg Falcons. Coach Green, what's so important about this, the Falcons-Columbus game?
That's one of the log jams that we have in the district right now. Is everyone going to finish at 3-2? Right now, there's about 7 scenarios we've gone over. I think I get slightly confused every time we look at them. But right now, AP is favored by half a point or a point over Columbus. Right now, Columbus is up 7-0 over AP. Kickoff 2.
Deep kick. We'll see the number here in the microwave.
Bell that grabbed that?
Gavin. No, Bradley Pint. Bradley Pint with that. Coach, you talked about the playoff scenarios, right? There's 8 different scenarios that could happen, and there's actually more when you start looking at the point differential, which won't matter too much unless there's something that is super rare. Tonight, if certain teams win and certain teams lose, there could be a 5-way tie in the district. So that's something we can unpack as we have some more downtime here. Jayhawks take the ball over on the 35-yard line. Tice, motion across. Fakes a jet sweep. Haggerty met in the backfield for maybe a TFL.
Yep, 1 yard behind the line.
1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be great to be able to see how Haggerty continues to expand upon his run game. You know, you've seen that with Cade Reese. You've seen that with Haggerty. That's something that you saw in years past with Ryan Treptow. And it's a great little weapon, as we've talked about before, the different quarterbacks in the district and their ability to be able to contract and expand the box.
Yeah, any more Iowa high school offense, you're going to want an athlete at the quarterback position. It's not just a handed-off game anymore.
Looks like a little early motion there by the Jayhawks. Tough. Yep, looks like the Jayhawks are going to get backed up here. We've talked about this every single week. We don't want to be behind in the chains. You know, you go a team that tries to get 3 to 4 yards every time it's first down and back up. Now we're backed up, and now it's 2nd and 16. Now your play selection changes a little bit as there's 48 seconds to go left in the first quarter. Jayhawks, shotgun. Flip wide receiver running back in the H. Haggerty rolls out, has plenty of time, slings it out. Oh, and just on the fingertips of Aiden Youngblood. Like the play selection, I liked being able to get Haggerty out of the box. You know, like we just mentioned with Roberts, it's a great opportunity for those individuals to be able to process the game a little bit differently. It gives you a little less pressure and letting athletes use their feet out in space.
Yeah, right now on a play like this with 3rd and 16, I'm watching 70 Grady Mosley for Hudson. Did a great job shedding his block here. We're going to look to get our guys moving. There he is again.
Bradley Pine with the catch and tackled immediately on the Hudson sideline. Yeah, Coach Green, I think you nailed it. You know, you talk about Grady Mosley. You know, one thing that we'll probably talk about tonight is the beef up front for the Hudson moving crew. They just have some large individuals, 6'3", 230, 6'4", 268, 6'2", 207. 6 foot 265 and 5'8", 240. I mean,
it's good size.
That's some good size. And you want to talk about for 1A football, that's great. If you can get those guys moving, and good luck trying to shed any blocks with those monsters on you. And the Jayhawks take it into the second quarter. Hudson 14, your Jayhawks 6.
This has kind of been the story of the season. We go into the second quarter with a one-score game, competitive game.
Yes.
And
yes.
the games that we have pulled ahead or come out on top or made it competitive, we make it through the second quarter with it about a one-score game.
Yes.
Right? We that separation, that escape velocity of what a two-score game can become, if we can keep it close here, if we will be punting on 4th and 13.
Right.
But if we have the opportunity to force them to a punt and get the ball back and chew some more of that clock, it'll be a huge opportunity to get into the second half, of which we've had some tremendous third quarters as of late, keeping the game close and really competing. So we faked a punt once this year with Youngblood. Probably not going to happen right here, I don't think, early in the game, but we've seen one trick out of the bag. See if we have two.
Well, okay, here's your first trick. I'm looking on near the far hash. Looks like, is that Braxton Cavalier kind of split out? Interesting to see the pressure that we're going to see from the Pirates here as the Jayhawks punt from the 32-yard line. Snap, hold. Youngblood gets a good amount of it. Takes a Jayhawk bounce. Doesn't look like it's going to be fielded by a Pirate. And picked up by Wyatt Schroeder and handed to the official. You know, that's one of those home field advantages no one talks about, Coach Green, is our field. Our field, it looks like we always kind of get a good bounce and the other team doesn't. And, you know, once again, we'll talk about Kevin West and then what a great job him and his crew.
Of maintenance. Mr. Fettkeather joining in right now since Mr. Gable left us for retirement. Shout out, Mr. Gable.
Appreciate everything our doctor of maintenance does for us and keeping our field looking great. Gun, pass, Yoder, outside, wide side of the field, Hudson sideline, breaks the first tackle and tackle for about an 8-yard gain out by the Hudson sideline.
Tremendous lead blocking there that they had on, I think Bell was the one that got, but tremendous lead blocking. That's something that they've done a lot. So a lot of quick hits, a lot of stalk blocks out on the outside. Really just nice tight spiral thrown out there, line drive, and get them in space.
And that's a tough throw. You're almost on the far hash throwing that. That's a long throw for high school quarterbacks, let alone sophomore quarterback. Pirates in the gun, 2nd and 2 in the 41-yard line. Yoder motion to the short side, looks, pump, fake, and go, and a sack! And a sack by the Jayhawks! Looking for a number
69. Is that
Andrew Devlin,
absolutely.
Senior Jayhawk.
If you saw the fat head in front of the camera during the first quarter, there it makes its appearance again. That is an Andrew Devlin fat head, brought to you by Sister Lily, I believe. You get to see the backside of it, but that is Andrew's head floating around.
That's awesome.
Great play.
You don't see right now with their defense, especially from the defensive line, when you see pressure, you're usually seeing some type of single blitz, maybe from the outside or inside or from a linebacker. But to see a defensive lineman get home, that's impressive. Hudson running low on the play clock, in the gun, snap, 3-step drop, looks, pump fake. Robinson pressured, doesn't like what he sees, throws it, and throws it out of bounds. You know, Coach Green, that's what we're talking about. Just younger quarterback back there, some pressure here and there. Hudson has a one-score lead right now. And, you know, one thing that we saw with the AP film from last week for the Pirates is if they get down, you know, they have the offense to do it. They have the offense to get back in the game. And it'll be interesting to see as the Jayhawks get a stop here, how they respond offensively. Pirates, punt formation, fake. Oh, quick kick by Roberts. Roberts has punted the ball several times this year. Aiden Youngblood feels it. Secure the ball, goes back down. You know, you want to talk about punting the ball this year. We've seen a little bit from, number 10, Jackson Nestabai, were 15 punts for 398 yards, but you've also seen Tad Roberts, 12 punts for 390 yards. You know, through my years of watching Hudson football, I've been able to see they come out, sometimes they'll motion a wide receiver across. They usually kind of get, not in a traditional punt formation, but they'll get in almost a 2-by-2 set and see how they can match numbers from there. So
yeah, you could tell them they did use a little play clock, kind of analyzing where we're at, what they wanted to do, what Roberts wanted to do.
Jayhawks in the gun. Haggerty, hands off. Cole met 2-3 yards. And a wall of Pirates. A wall of Pirates trying to push Oscar Cole back. Freshman Oscar Cole doing a great job in taking over the starting duty here as the lead running back for the Jayhawks. Oscar Cole, 19 rushes and 49 yards for 1 touchdown, 1 catch, and 2 yards receiving on the year so far. Jayhawks coming out in a twin set. Motion from Tice. Haggerty drops. Quick pass out to the flats to Tice and just hit him in the hands. You know, one really cool thing, and I've had the pleasure of coaching Tice Larson as well. One of the best athletes that we've got in the whole entire school that's playing football, and that could have been extremely dangerous for the Pirates as we get one of our fastest, strongest kids out in space with nothing but green to run in.
Yeah, so far this year he's been a weapon at running back. He's been a weapon at wide receiver. Sometimes it is hard to get him the ball because people are keying on him and just with the scheme that we have. But anytime we can get it to him in space, that's going to be plus yardage for us.
Haggerty rolls out, sets. Oh, no! We had a 3-man set into the boundary. We had, there's about 6 guys in the same space, 3 Jesup wide receivers, 3 Pirate defenders, and I don't know if we just got off on our routes, but that's a turnover, and Hudson Pirates are going to take the ball over. First and 10 on the 49-yard line.
Yeah, we had a deep out kind of developing where it looked like that's who he was targeting, and then Pint with the seam down the sideline. Tough spot to throw the ball. A lot of defenders there, but we'll see if we can't get a stop. I think Hudson did us a favor going to the pass the last series. I'd guess see them establish the run again.
Run from the Pirates, outside. Ooh!
Big hit, tattooed on the out of bounds there.
Tattooed all the way and probably aided with wet ground and slid into the Jesup bleachers. Excuse me, the Jesup bench over there.
That's kind of the old NFL blitz style finish there. It was a clean tackle, but the grass definitely added some special effects there.
Number 28, junior Gavin Gunderson, 5'7", 135 pounds, 45 rushes on the year for 135 yards and 1 touchdown, 4 catches for 47 yards. Twin set to the Hudson sideline. Roberts rolls out, quick pitch and catch. Forward pass, which is going to be incomplete.
Great pursuit. I love what we had there. We had Braxton Cavalier coming off the edge on a blitz package. We are in these passing downs probably going to look to apply that type of pressure because they've shown they love a quick hit, quick pass, and if they are rolling out, then we can get pressure on Roberts. That's shown with the last drive. That's a tough play for anyone, but if we can get pressure in his face, I know AP had a lot of success with that last week, I think with 4 or 5 sacks on Roberts, which led to the AP victory. That's kind of part of the recipe I'm sure that Sullivan's talking about cooking up right now.
3rd and 8, drop back, 3 wide receivers set, feeling pressure, right?
That's right at the line.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
We've got some coaches talking to the sideline ref there where that was located. That was a close, almost turned into a Tebow jump pass situation with tiptoeing the line. But 4th and 8, be curious if they send out the traditional punt lineup or if they go for the little pooch. It kind of does strike a little fear when you get Roberts just standing back there looking to make a play.
Yeah.
Be curious what they do.
I feel like they're not as tight here. It's 4th and 8 from the 49-yard line. Oh, and there's an illegal motion.
A little stumble.
Coach Green, you want to talk about an illegal forward pass. One thing you got to look at is I believe this is the rule. If both feet in the ball are past the line of scrimmage when you pass it, then it's an illegal forward pass. As long as the ball, 2 out of the 3 are behind the line of scrimmage, you're safe. Maybe that's the NFL rule. I know we confuse
everything's different. Yeah.
So Pirates backed up, 4th and 13 on the 46-yard line. 2 wide receivers set to the outside. Motion shown here. Traditional kick. Jackson gets most of it. Aiden catches it right at the 15-yard line. And looks like Gavin Cherry kind of lost some of his footing, got pushed back into Aiden as the Jayhawks take the ball over.
Tremendous coverage by Hudson there. That's one of those scenarios when they've got the guy in motion. They've already got him split out wide. Those are tough blocks for our guys to commit to, but you have to jam them at the line. Otherwise, they're getting free reign at Aiden. And a good kick with not a ton of hang time, but it did travel a good distance. They were on Aiden pretty quick with the tackle there.
Let's see what the Jayhawks can get cooking here. 8:49 left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. Motion by Tice. Oh, ball was on the ground. Looked like a little confusion on the mesh there. Hager did a nice job trying to sell that jet motion going into the Pirates sideline. Jayhawks recovered the ball, but Coach Green, we're 2nd and 12. Kind of first quarter recap. The Pirates had 13 rushes for 69 yards. Your Jayhawks, 2 rushes for 5 yards. Jayhawks completed 2 out of 3 passes. Looks like Pirates completed 5 out of 6. Be really interesting to see as this game progresses what offense will continue to kind of have their pedal on the metal. Handoff, off tackle, Hudson sideline, and Jayhawks are tackled. I believe that was once again
Cole on the carry, I believe.
Cole on the carry.
Got about 3 yards back for us.
Jesup, since their big trick play to start off the game, really kind of, a couple penalties here and there. We're in 3rd and long. That changes the playbook here. Being able to try to keep that defense off the field as much as you can. Obviously, you want the offense to try to get as many plays to get back into a rhythm. But we'll see what our Jayhawks can do here on 3rd and 9 from the 13. Haggerty from the gun. Oh, come on. Sorry. It looks like another procedural penalty for the Jayhawks.
Yep. Larson kind of rolling into it there.
Gosh. That's one thing Coach McMartin and I talked. Jayhawks had 115 yards of penalties in their win against Sumner Fred. And, whether it's not having 100 yards in offense or winning or having over 100 yards of penalties and winning, those are things that don't typically happen. So Jayhawks looking at a really long 3rd and 14 here on the 8-yard line. And looks like the white hat needs to take one here. Waiting for some clarification, maybe just a respot. All right, spotted incorrectly. Looks like it moved the Jayhawks up just about a yard here. So Jayhawks here with a big 3rd and 14 on their 8-yard line. Haggerty in the gun. Snap. 3-step drop, looks deep, bullet pass across the middle. Tice Larson breaks 1-2.
Look,
he's carrying the Pirates.
He's got him around his helmet.
Yeah,
that's Coach McMartin and Coach Patterson are
not having it.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I guess technically it wasn't on his helmet; it was underneath his helmet with the big brother wrap the arm around the neck tackle, but. Way to be physical from Tice Larson. We talked about him pregame a little bit. He's now, 5 catches away from the career record, chasing down Fueling, and he's under 50 yards away from Mr. Brock Sabers for the receiving yards record.
Yep, for career receiving yard record. So it'll be interesting as I get my halftime stats from Zach Knutson on the sideline. We can talk a little bit more about that, but a big first down for the Jayhawks. Forward possession gives the Jayhawks a first down, 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Handoff, misread on the running back and the quarterback. Haggerty tries to make something out of nothing. And another negative play here for the Jayhawk offense as they go to 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that Pirate interior is making it hard to work with in between the tackles right now. That's a tough read. If that read was kind of a misread or a broken play there with Haggerty, typically you're going to see him cut that out right away, or that's
motion from Tice, across the middle, super counter, from the Jayhawks, and Oscar Cole getting just a couple, getting back to maybe the original line of scrimmage. And, oh, wow. That is
very favorable spot.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's, that beats being back in 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 11 here.
We're looking at a long 3rd and 6.
Yep. We're about 3rd and 7 on the 25-yard line. Excellent opportunity here for the Jayhawks to continue with this drive. Seems like they've had the ball for several minutes here and making some slow progress, but keeping that Pirate defense on the field. Hagerty in the gun, drops back over the middle. Tice Larson once again. Tice fighting for yards.
Same cutback type of play that Tice put on him. Same type of move. Not near as successful, but it's going to get us close to the sticks.
Yeah, super interesting.
Our chain gang keeps walking it down.
Yeah.
Are they wanting a measurement?
Yeah,
I think
official
they are.
measurement.
Yeah.
Nice little concept from the offense there. Maybe a little stick arrow fade from that 3 wide receiver set. That's dangerous. You see Tice going in motion across the middle, and a linebacker trying to cover him. That's a super big matchup for the Jayhawks, and we'll see what the chain gang is able to do here for us. That's another Jayhawk first down.
I love it. That you're talking about that quick stick, quick action with Tice kind of on a slant and sit type of route. And you can tell the back who's covering him is over pursuing each time when Tice is able to cut it back to the right. That's just something right now he has in his bag. He knows I have 2 steps on him. He's already over pursuing. And I love Tice. We said it a million times. We said it again. Love Tice in space right now. And those quick passes are helping with the pursuit that the Hudson Pirate line is giving us.
Super counter by the Jayhawks, and hard-fought yards, maybe 2-3 yards. And yeah, Coach, you talked about this ability for this Jayhawk offense to get going, had some success, trying to stay true to their identity, a blue collar and kind of bring your lunch pail and hard hat, but having some more success as each week goes on, be able to pass the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Oscar Cole right now, he's running with a full head of steam. The last 2 times with him running the ball, he's yet to be brought down. He's still standing up when they blow the whistle. Oscar is a third of the size of a lot of the guys on the field, but what a tremendous attitude to have carrying the ball.
Hagerty under, looks, just a little high, and Aiden Youngblood with the catch. Coach, that's not something.
Double tap Y, use your catch right there. That's a great grab by Aiden.
Coach Green, it's really hard. A lot of the teams we've seen in district this year, minus outside of AP and Sumner, are gun teams, and we run a lot of stuff from gun. Same thing with Hudson, but we get into the red zone, then they go under center. Jayhawks right here, we go under center, and just a kind of a great change up to be able to fake that handoff and throw almost like a pop pass, able to get a Jayhawk first down. 2 wide receivers set to the Hudson sideline. Hagerty in the gun. Handoff. Fakes it. Reed. Hagerty. 1, 2. Carrying the Pirates. And a nice job by Eli Hagerty. Once again, that quarterback run game really kind of getting the Jayhawks in a very significant groove here. And, Coach, you talked about it. I can't tell you how many times I look at Bound on the weekends. And, quarterback has 3-4 rushing touchdowns, has a couple passing. And, A, 1A, and even parts of 2A, that quarterback run game is such a huge part of Iowa football.
You cannot be
offense.
You cannot be 10 on 11. You have to be 11 on 11.
Right.
You can't have your guy be a passive member of the game. And Hagerty, I love that play call because the last 3 first downs we have handed it off just like this to Oscar Cole. That last first down, we ride it and then kick it out to the right. Love that play call as Hudson thinks they know what play we're going to run, and then we go for a 10-yard run.
And what I really like about it too, and this is great, Oscar needs some carries in the game to get in a groove, just especially being a young guy. I know he loves football. I know he watches football, but the game will continue to slow down for him, so he's not super impatient, so he can hit those holes when he needs to. Second down, quick pitch out to Tice. Tice turning on the afterburners. and absolutely swallowed up by a Pirate defender, but not before another Jayhawk first down with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Absolutely chopped down at the shoulders, big tackle, big hit, and but I love seeing Tice turn up field with a head full of steam. Great job on the bubble screen. That's a tough play again. As a receiver, you don't know which way to turn your shoulder sometimes. You got to open them up to the middle of the field because you don't want to run with your back to the backers. But that's a tough play to catch and to turn up the field.
Motion from Tice. Orbit going back. Reverse. Aiden Youngblood, get in there. He has nothing but blockers. Nice job by the Jayhawks in open space. And a nice last-ditch effort by the Pirates to stop that, but not before Aiden Youngblood gets over 15, 20 yards. And so Coach Green.
Is this orbit motion the new, hey, trick play is coming?
No, well, we'll keep that one under wraps. You see a lot with that with some of your best athletes.
I love that.
I think where we probably see it on Sundays is you see the Miami Dolphins doing it with Tyreek Hill. I mean, get your athlete in space, get people chasing people.
Get eyeballs on Tice.
Yep. Oh, boy, that's quite the matchup. All right, flip motion here for Bradley. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Run. Looks like, Jayhawks getting some blocks. Cole.
Hey, if we're going to talk about maturing as we watch him run,
yes.
What a patient run. He had his hand on the lineman in front of him, NFL running back style. He's not just plowing ahead and trying to be Sammy sideline.
No Sammy sideline.
He kicked it back to the left, followed his guard, followed his tackle, and found space. Yeah, that's a first down for the Jayhawks here. We're going to be 1st and 10 on the 10. With 1:05 left in the second quarter, we've got a chance to put points on the board. We are in Haley Gangler field goal range, but we are also marching the ball, forcing. Is it the Pirates that took a timeout?
Oh, well, it says 2. I'm not quite sure why.
It took one off for us.
Yeah, so 1st and 10, 10-yard line, 4 downs to operate here, 2 timeouts. There's a lot of different stuff we can do here. And that interior rush from the Pirate front 4, I think these longer plays.
Hats off to our line interior right now. Local legend, Mr. Clayberg, popping his head into the booth right now.
Mr. Clayberg, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. You guys are lit up like stormtroopers.
Yeah, we are. Jayhawks get the ball back here. Come back from the timeout. 1st and 10, 1:05 left. Haggerty in the gun. Blitz by the Pirates. Haggerty looking, quarterback sweep. Cuts it inside, force player. And that's good for a couple yards here.
I like the confidence from Haggerty in shotgun there. He kind of looks out left. Tice is split out open over by himself. He points over at Tice, kind of initiating like he's going to go that way. And then we go power right with the quarterback. Not much going actually in the end there on that play. Maybe a half a yard, not enough to tick down to 2 and 9. 2nd and 9.
Ran out of bounds, stopped the clock. Jayhawks 2nd and 10, 10-yard line. Haggerty in the gun. Motion here by Pint to the wide side. Snap, dribbles back. Haggerty avoids some of the pressure. Ooh.
Laundry.
So 2 things here. That's kind of in the area of holding. Other area, I don't know
if we were holding, I'm not sure we had a good hand on them.
No.
They were in the backfield pretty quick.
We'll see what the call is here.
It was, okay.
It was holding. My guess has got to be, as an offensive lineman, especially when you see that pressure in the A gap or B gap, and you try to step one way, put your hand out, and best thing that happens is you try to slow them down. They run upfield, and so it looks like the Pirates decline as it's 3rd and 10 on the 10-yard line.
Going to keep the clock running with that.
Jayhawks break the huddle. Haggerty in the gun, 2 wide receiver set to the Pirate sideline, split formation. Pressure shown by the Pirates. Haggerty drops back, pump fakes, doesn't like what he sees. Oh, no. And Haggerty tried to reset.
Get some pursuit here. Okay.
And nice job stopping, making that tackle there. A tough outing here as there's 25 seconds left to go. Jayhawks were in a really good position. And Dang. You just wonder if that pressure and Hager trying to reset that quarterback clock, if that, that kind of skewed. Maybe he didn't see that linebacker underneath.
You want to make a big play. You just were at first and 10. You want to make a big play and step up for your team. That's a tough position to be in, just to eat that and go into the half. But 2 timeouts here, 25 seconds. Hudson's going to try to make a move on this and cover some ground almost on the 40-yard line here.
2 wide receivers set. Pirate snap, go back. Looks like we're going to have some type of maybe legal formation. Dumps it to the outside for an incomplete pass, and we'll get some clarification on what the laundry on the field is. False start by Columbus as there's 19 seconds left to go here. Something to keep an eye on here. One thing we haven't mentioned, this has been an incredibly fast first half. One game we're watching is Columbus and AP playing. Right now, Columbus leads 15. AP has 12 as they have 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And Coach Green, why that's so important to talk about is if AP loses, Jayhawks are going dancing. Jayhawks make the playoffs.
It's one of those weird scenarios where we're not necessarily in control of our own destiny, even after winning the last 2 games.
Looks like the rain starts up. Roberts in the gun, drops back, looks like a little wheel route. Roberts out to the side, throws it up, and out of bounds. Out of bounds to lane 3 there.
It's a big arm, but we stop the clock again, 12 seconds. With the rain starting, I bet we see Hudson run the ball and head into the half. So far, nothing going on the first 2 plays for the Pirates.
Yeah, Coach Green, we talked about this high-powered offense of Hudson, and I was talking to a couple of the Jesup faithful as I was getting my popcorn and brat before. That's what powers me. And they said, what do you think for rain? What do you think? I said, I think it might rain just a smidge, but that definitely kind of changes the course of offense for the Pirates.
It does.
Quarterback run, Roberts. He runs a little bit, but not a whole bunch for the Pirates, and that play right there is going to take the Pirates and the Jayhawks into halftime as Hudson's up 14-6 on your Jayhawks. And another update here. Columbus just had a big defensive play and intercepted it, got it all the way down. Actually, they scored. Columbus 21 to AP 12. Can't read. So with that, that's super important. Coach Green, you talked about Jayhawks win, maybe in the playoffs. AP loses, Jayhawks in the playoffs. So we'll take a little pause here, and then we'll reconvene for the second half.
Seniors and their families. Maya Michaels is the daughter of Nick and Heather Michaels. Maya has 8 siblings. She's involved in band, which is her favorite class. Her future plans include working at the Jesup High School as a janitor and while she's working at Winding Creek to become a nurse. We also have Piper Zelli. Piper's the daughter of Beth Stanek and Brandon Zelli. Piper has 7 siblings. Piper's involved in band, choir, and speech, student union, and is a girls track manager. Her future plans include attending Hawkeye Community College to study photography. Thank you to our band seniors and their parents for your support of the Jesup Band program.
My neck doesn't hurt.
I got a 20%. But they're still revealing some other stuff. I was like,
I went down that road with that. That's what they said it was. Yeah, it was a high rate carry.
well, that's what mine is. It's like the ringing because I can't hear.
It seems that I tried to try to build. I tried to. Well, that doesn't work. So I finally went ahead and turned it on. Put these in. I went back to work after the first time. That noise when you stopped underneath the overpass. I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever heard it. Actually, some of the shoulders here. I talked to you that night. I pulled in the driveway of the truck. I think it was. Because she never stopped asking. She was sitting outside and I heard her and she could hear her voice. I didn't want to break her that loud. I got what, 2 or 5 little matches. I'm like, oh, yeah. I used to push 2 or 25 all the time.
I have to turn him when he's 27.
See, mine is voices like that, and like her voice and hers especially, and some of them drowned out. And like Wednesday night at youth, it was nothing but like middle school kids, and I got, oh, I was like, shut up. Oh no. Oh no, it's your guys' tones in the background.
That's where my last and then I retired. I did go to Coke while I was in quarantine to see how it is. Mary's building is like wide open. The grass is like 5 foot tall. And it's not up to standard. It was funny. I don't know, I only had like a non-military person trying to tell me that was especially that was to get lobster. I'm like, not really.
FFA. After graduation, Reed plans to attend college and earn a degree in construction management. Andrew Devlin, son of Josh and Megan Devlin. Andrew has two siblings, Lily and Leland. Andrew participates in football and wrestling. After graduation, Andrew plans to attend Kirkwood to study residential and forest fire science and prevention. Max DeVore, son of Mike and Sarah DeVore. Max has 5 siblings, Lizzie, Ella, Lena, Lois, and Peter. Max participates in football, wrestling, and track. After graduation, Max plans to attend the University of Northern Iowa for mechanical engineering. Aiden Gantz Rogers, son of Jonathan Rogers and Danielle Gantz. Aiden participates in football, wrestling, and track. He also participates in FFA and Hope Squad. After graduation, Aiden plans to join the Army National Guard and attend college. Tice Larson, son of Susan and Travis Larson. Tice has 1 sibling, Dylan Brown. Tice participates in football and wrestling. After graduation, Tice's plans are currently undecided. Drew Munson, son of Mitch and Danielle Munson. Drew has 3 siblings, Cade, Mace, and Ellie. Drew participates in football, wrestling, and track. After graduation, Drew's plans are currently undecided. Wyatt Renner, son of Justin and Jody Renner. Wyatt has 2 siblings, Cooper and Toby. Wyatt participates in football and wrestling. After graduation, Wyatt plans to take the steps to get his EMT and firefighter certification.
Wyatt Stroder, son of Ryan Stroder, has 1 brother named Mitchell. Wyatt has played football and wrestling while attending Jesup. His plans are undecided for next year. Thank you, Wyatt.
Cece Sweeney, daughter of Michelle and Mike Sweeney. Cece has 2 siblings, Charles and Carson. Cece participates in FFA, FBLA, and golf, and she also manages football. After graduation, Cece plans to attend Iowa State and major in landscape design. Devin Vogel, daughter of Haley and Quent Vogel. Devin has 3 siblings, Gunny, Remington, and Winston. Devin manages football and wrestling. After graduation, Devin's plans are currently undecided. Please thank everyone. Please a round of applause to thank our football seniors and their families and their support of the Jesup football program.
And we're back. As you can see, it's currently raining sheets here at Jesup Field. We did have our own Schnackenberg, Nate Clayberg, here to give us kind of an updated forecast. Nothing.
No, I have got nothing.
You've got nothing.
It's going to rain.
It gonna rain, right? And so with that, I was looking at the radar earlier. I thought it was going to be kind of spotty, as you can look like. It looks like the rain is fully hitting Jesup. The Jesup bubble is no longer intact. That used to be an inside joke where we used to talk about, hey, it's raining in Waterloo, and it's making its way towards Jesup, and it would split north and south. But it looks like the rain has found its way here in Jesup, and we've got an additional minute 15 before we get going here. Coach Green, what did you see so far that you liked from our Jesup J-Hawks?
I like our creativity. I think we're keeping Hudson on their toes right now with our play call. I think we're also establishing plays that allow us to get a little read option, will allow us to get some play action. I love the fact that we're able to get the ball to Tice on some quick hits, quick routes, whether it be a bubble screen, a little quick slant stick type of route. We saw Aiden Youngblood in the passing game. Oscar Cole is doing a tremendous job at running back. And our defense, with some of the blitz packages that we're starting to put together, one, we're making contact with Yoder at the line of scrimmage, and we're making Roberts be mobile, which he is not a guy we want to just allow to sit or to have time in any way. And I think what we're seeing is a progress from the first two drives from our Jayhawks. Now we would have liked to see some points at the end of that second quarter, obviously, but we start with the ball. We're going to have to see probably the 10th version of a kickoff that we've seen in the last few weeks. I think we've seen about 10 to 12 variety of kicks, whether it be a pooch, a squib, a slant, out of bounds on purpose, or just flat out kick it to our linemen. They do not want to kick it to Aiden Youngblood, but we will see what we get. We've got our guys with their heels on the 15.
15 yards back.
And interesting. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you want to do that because that gives the guys up front a little more opportunity to field the ball. Halftime statistics, Jayhawks ran 24 offensive plays for 136 yards. Hudson Pirates, 27 plays for 136 yards. Jayhawks, 6 for 10 for 91 yards passing. Pirates, 6 for 11 for 68 yards passing. Hudson with the kick and the catch by Gavin Cherry. Looks to make one man miss, finds an opening, and absolutely swallow it up.
I love Gavin. Instead of going to the sideline there, he's going to find the alley that eventually Aiden would have wanted.
Yes.
Knowing that the line is, or our guys up front are doing their job. Instead of bouncing it to the right, Gavin comes back to the left, which is the alley that Coach D'Souza wants them to run through. He's big on, once you get the ball, you don't try to make the first guy miss. You try to run past him and run through him. Because if we're dancing around, everyone else finds us. So Gavin did a nice job there.
Jayhawks with the ball, right hash, going north to south here. Pirates showing pressure. Haggerty, snap gets kind of back to him. Haggerty gets back on it, and that's going to be a negative play here for the Jayhawks.
The first sign of weather affecting the game here. That's going to be a tough job for our center. He's going to need a couple dry towels out there. He's going to need to keep his hand as dry as possible, and as well as drying the ball off before snapping it, which you can dry it off briefly, no?
That will be the official's job.
Okay.
And then, the center always has a towel. Quarterback usually has a towel. You can do your best to try to get dry balls in there. As you can see, the rain is subsiding here. Great opportunity for the Jayhawks here. Flip motion here by the Jayhawks. Defensive line for Pirates getting through. Haggerty running, trying to find an opening. And Yoder with a huge hit on Haggerty as the Jayhawks lose 5. Coach, it looks like they shifted with our flip motion to the wide side. And when you got guys, especially up front, slanting to the play where the play is going, that's really tough for the guys up front to get their reaches. And then you see something from Haggerty. The guys watch the broadcast, and no one wants to be called Sammy Sideline. And just trying to fight for an opening, but it ended up being negative yards for the Jayhawks.
You could tell Hudson was committed to run left there. They were anticipating that with the motion. And now we've had some explosive third downs on the last drive.
Haggerty drops back, missile up the middle. Oh, just on the fingertips, intended for Aiden Youngblood. Coach, what I really like there, you saw that short motion from Tice to the open side of the field. Maybe had some rotation from the secondary for the Pirates and had a really great opportunity to try to connect with Aiden Youngblood, but just off his fingertips.
It was a nice window that Haggerty was able to work that ball into. That's a tough grab for Maiden if to expect it with three guys looking at his numbers as his chest is exposed. But good play call. 4th and 19. We get a punt from Youngblood here.
Pirates bringing the rush. Almost blocked by the Pirates, but Youngblood gets it off. And another Jesup bounce as no Pirates within 5 yards.
No, it takes a lot of stones to stand there from Youngblood when you've got guys barreling down. He also is the flip side as our returner. One of the tougher jobs in sport is to field that punt and also get that punt off with two guys barreling down at you. Great job, great resilience to get that off. And now we get to see how the weather, which the rain has slowed.
Yes.
We still get a little bit of rain here, but how that wet field conditions might affect Hudson in their run game and maybe the pass game that we saw towards the end of the half.
Pirates 2x2, Yoder motion behind the quarterback, handoff, and nothing going up front as Jesup tries to reestablish the line of scrimmage as that's a rush. And that's a rush over there by... I missed the number. You know, some of the leading rushers, and there's several guys for the Pirates. It could be Blake Taylor. It could be Gavin Gunnarsson. But, hey, a TFL here, a tackle for loss for the Jayhawks. And as the Pirates come out here, 2nd 11 on the 34-yard line, coming out here in gun, another twin set, 2x2. Here's the snap. Roberts looks, quick pass to the outside, caught by, oh boy, looked like a 6-yard curl route that was able to turn in a first down, and not sure if that was Yoder or if that was, we're going to say it was Yoder, and a first down for the Pirates. Coach Green, short passes.
Yeah.
Ball's wet, quick, turn your hips and throw. I wouldn't expect anything less the rest of the game unless the Pirates feel comfortable trying to continue with the deep passing game.
You know, right now our game plan is we're not going to get beat. We're going to give a little cushion. But what that offers is the quick hitch type of route that we're seeing from Hudson.
Oh, looks like a little mess up with the mesh. Several Jayhawks. A flock of Jayhawks there on the tackle as it looks like Roberts went to hand it off. Ball slippery, ball wet. Missed the mesh point between the running back and the quarterback. And positive yards for the Pirates. As you can see here, balls are getting exchanged. Footballs are getting exchanged here to stay dry. 2nd and 10, ball on the 48-yard line. Pirates coming out in a split set, 2x2. One running back in the backfield. Roberts, once again, a little nice pitch and catch there.
Gosh, Bell right there to make a play. Got a little excited and almost over pursued on that pass. They're going to keep hitting the flat right there.
Yep.
It'll be interesting as plays develop. I know talking to Coach Sullivan, he's like, I'll give everyone one. I'll give everyone two. You know, the third time you try it, I'm probably going to try to switch something up and stop you. That's been their game plan recently is hitting the flat and really attacking our corners. They have bigger bodies when they get their wide receivers in space with our cornerbacks. Right now they like that mismatch. It'll be interesting how we apply any press coverage or any assistance in that hook curl or flat region over there.
I like that. And a quarterback run by Roberts as that 6'6", 211 frame falls forward for a Hudson first down. Coach, the weather can't make its mind, right? It's raining, it's misting, it's raining again. And as you could see on that last play, the Pirates went under center, try to reestablish that run game as they're up 14-6 on our Jayhawks with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They have the ball 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. Roberts in the gun, 2 running back set. Handoff. Yoder off tackle and tackled what looked to be maybe Haggerty out there. Tice Larson stopped, but not before a gain of 4, maybe 5 yards.
if my Doppler radar is correct, and I would say it rarely is, but it looks like we've got a large cell coming from the southwest that we could be seeing a lot of this for the rest of the game.
That's awesome. There's nothing like a muddy, rainy football game.
Yeah, put it all on the line. This is for district top 4
Yoder with
playoff berth.
Yoder with the run again, falls forward. And that's something that's super interesting this year. Looking at the statistics here, you've seen Yoder more for catching passes out at wide receiver, and either my stats are wrong or I don't see Yoder really carrying the ball much this year. So, take your best athlete. I'm sure that's something the Pirates have repped. Take your best athlete, put him in the backfield. Ball security is job security, and try to move the ball as the Pirates have the ball at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 1.
Under center, we got Roberts. Do you think you get a little quarterback sneak again? We do.
And once again, that, even if he was met right at the line of scrimmage, his ability and his long frame to be able to fall forward gives the Pirates another first down here.
As a D coordinator, how do you stop the quarterback sneak in a 3rd and 1 or maybe a 3rd and 2 situation?
Yeah, I think there's 2 ways, Coach Green. I think you bring some pressure up the A-gaps where you have your linebackers literally on the line of scrimmage. But at that point, you might as well put another defensive lineman body in there. But that's hard, too, because they have the ability to throw out to the outside space.
Right.
So it's kind of pick your poison what you want to be able to do. Roberts in the gun, handoff, Yoder, outside, skips past 1, tackle. 12, 13-yard run off tackle as Hudson's establishing themselves early after, a short offensive drive for the Jayhawks, and the Pirates are marching.
Yeah, Yoder's ability to get up to full speed 3 yards after the handoff there at the mesh. Great ability to pick up some steam there and kind of straight ahead or just off to the right there. That's a solid run for a 10-yard gain. That's one of the first ones we've seen of those, probably since those first couple of drives from Hudson. We've done a great job against the run game.
Hudson, 2 running back set, roll out. Roberts looking just to run. Jesup kind of falling asleep. Great pursuit there by Cherry.
Great job, DeVore.
Sorry, Max DeVore on the tackle. That's not something we see a lot of, just a design quarterback run from the Pirates. And that was a nice job by Roberts to be able to sell the fake, get out in space, turn on the afterburners, and try to have a high school football player make an open tackle in the open field.
Now that's the second time we've given a shout-out Max DeVore on a great kind of barrel roll tackle on a big guy there. Max is standing about 5'8", 155. That's a great tackle in space to save a Pirate touchdown.
Pirates 2nd and 5 on the 10-yard line. Play clock at 6. Handoff to Yoder. Yoder right down at the 1-yard line. I think first contact was meant 3 or 4 yards. So, Coach Green, we talked about this before. You have some fresh legs. Running back by committee can help you out. And Yoder looks like every single play he's starting to run a little bit harder, a little bit stronger, and definitely kind of wearing down the interior defensive line here for our Jayhawks.
Yeah, this is the time where you want to see Stroder, Tempest, those guys right in the middle kind of make a stand. We've seen Devlin make some big plays in the backfield. It'd be huge to just get a little penetration, but, they're going under center. They've got 2 yards to go, 3 yards to go. We could see the quarterback sneak. Maybe they fake it here. They're going with it.
I formation, Robertson leaning forward, and a touchdown for the Pirates. Coach Green, you can put 6, 7 defensive linemen in that position there, 1st and 3 from the 3-yard line, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And, we'll touch base upon this again. The Pirate moving crew up front, there's a lot of beef. There's a lot of beef up there. And, some of our offensive and defensive linemen may be a little undersized in comparison. And that's just a wall of humanity to try to combat against. Snap, hold, kick. And it's good. Hudson Pirates 21, your Jesup J-Hawks 6 with 4:54 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Let's go with a score update. Looking at the Columbus-Applington-Parkersburg game, Columbus 28, Applington-Parkersburg 12. Coach Green, it's a 2-score game here. This is something we kind of ran into last week about Sumner Fred and our guys. They didn't buckle. We bent a little bit, but we didn't break, and the Jayhawks were able to be victorious against Sumner Fred Cougars. And so it'll be very interesting to see what we can get going here offensively. Not a lot of possessions for the Jesup offense right now. Offensively, I think they've maybe got close to 40 snaps, and I would say that's a little low for where we want to be. I would say most 1A high school offenses, that's a little on the low side. So we'll continue to see here if we can get things jump-started offensively, and we'll continue to give you updates and playoff implications as we're commenting here on the Hudson Jesup game and as we're looking at Columbus and AP.
And we've shown that we have big play potential with under 5 minutes in the third. It'd be huge. I mean, it goes without saying we need a score, but it would be very nice to get that score before the end of the quarter here so we can go into the fourth with a one-score game. We're going to see a kick to the third line or second line here most likely.
That's to be with a pooch kick to the outside. Cherry receives it, looks across field, breaks one tackle. Ooh, turf monster kind of got him. And that's so tough, Coach Green. We're towards the end of the regular season. You don't know what condition some of those cleats are in. Some guys have multiple cleats. Some guys' cleats maybe a little more run down from the season. Are you a molded cleat guy or a 7-stud cleat guy?
I was whatever was handed down to me from the generation before. I believe I ended up with the ones that you could screw in and out, but never once switched them. So they were pretty ground down by the end. And I was not as fleet of foot on the field as I may have been on the track, to the dismay of our coaches, I believe.
First and 10, 29-yard line. Haggerty in the pistol. Handoff Cole. Super counter from the Jayhawks. And it looks like we had a good initial surge from the Jesup moving crew, and it looks like some Hudson linebackers were able to shed their blocks and get up and make the play. Coach Green, you talk about the 7-stud. There was nothing better than every 2 weeks in Minnesota. You'd go to Play It Again Sports. You'd go up to the counter. Hey, give me 14 brand new studs so I can get ready to go for the game tonight.
Sauer, that's why you're D1.
No, stop.
You're D1 athlete.
Oh, okay. All right. Getting deep in here. As the Jayhawks are 2nd and 8 from the 31-yard line. Pressure shown from the Pirates. Haggerty looks out. Caught by Bradley. And
Turf Monster strikes again.
Turf Monster. Well, when stuff like that happens, for those of you who are following at home, there's not a Turf Monster category. The person who gets the tackle, because as soon as you touch the ground in high school football, you're considered down, is the person that's closest to the receiver. So that's how that statistic works out. For Knutson and his crew, Knutson's crew down there doing statistics, and we really appreciate their abilities and their quarter updates that they send us up here in the Jayhawk nest. Jayhawks, 3rd down, simulated pressure, high snap. Haggerty kind of stumbles, looking to run, and a big play for the Pirates. And just Haggerty looked like he had a step. He looked like he was right there. And I believe that was number 70 for the Pirates, Grady Mosley. 37 tackles on the year, 19 solo, and 8 tackles for loss at 6'4", 268 pounds. That's a big boy in the interior of the Pirate defense, and that's someone you definitely got to account for each week. 4th and 4, 35-yard line. Hudson looking like they're going to bring some pressure, setting up for return. Youngblood doesn't get everything into that, and it goes out, the 48-yard line. That kind of uncharacteristic here for our Jayhawks, especially their punt game. And White Hat.
Maybe a late hit from Hudson. Or
sideline.
On us.
Whoa. Usually. All right, so just getting some clarification here. It looks like we got flagged for sideline warning. So my understanding is first time there's a sideline warning, it's usually, a sideline infraction, it's usually a warning. And then, so for those of you, what ends up happening is during the play you can't have you can only have so many coaches in the box. So if you look, you can kind of see it on our sideline. There's a dotted line. So that's supposed to be, coaches are supposed to be out of the box during the play. And everyone's supposed to be behind that dotted line. Some places they have 2 lines, so you can have one for the players and one for the coaches. But that's probably what that sideline warning was all about. Yoder with the run. First made contact, I believe Drew Munson, Yoder was able to slide off that tackle, and a gain of, we'll call that 5 yards for the Pirates. Yes, just super interesting. Usually you get a couple warnings from the sideline officials saying, hey, coach, you got to back up. Coach, you got to back up. And you could see Coach Martin kind of put his palms up when that was called. And
I'm not sure we were protesting anything that was happening on the field.
No.
It's an interesting call by the White Hat.
2nd and 5, 47-yard line. Pirates in the gun. Handoff once again. Yoder.
Great.
Oh, no, you got to put him down carefully.
Oh, brother, no.
Yeah, so.
I don't know if he could have gone any more careful.
Ooh. All right, so for the Jayhawks falling home, as soon as you pick somebody up, it's just like in wrestling, you have to bring them down under control for player safety. I think that's just my guess is here, that person, Yoder's running up tall, trying to get to his max velocity, and then a really great hit by, I don't know if that was Drew Munson.
Munson, I believe.
Munson, and feet off the ground, and you literally have. There's respect. Literally have to lay him down like an infant, because any type of aggression can lead in a penalty like you saw there.
Those are a couple tough calls. Coach Sullivan's palms up, Coach McMartin's palms up. Not really sure what else to do there, and not a lot of explanation from the White Hat on the sideline or on that call as well. So, hey, a little adversity. We've already got a little built into the game. We can add a little more and see what the Jayhawks have here.
1st and 10, 30-yard line. Yoder off tackle, finding space, evades the first defensive lineman. 3 Jayhawks right there to wrap them up. I think you're looking at some combination of Bell, Haggerty, and maybe Drew Munson, as Yoder is able to get 9 yards on the carry there. As the rain looks like it's subsided, and there is 1 minute and 15 seconds to go left in this third quarter. Hudson taking their time in the huddle, getting up to the line of scrimmage. Coach Green, I envision maybe 2 more plays as Hudson tries to take this into the fourth quarter with a lead of 21-6 against our Jayhawks. Roberts, shotgun, hands it off again. Yoder, first contact made, 5-6 yards. And not before the Pirates are able to get a first down. Yeah, just a huge change of pace right now, from the first kind of idea of the running game. The Pirates tried to get out there, and Yoder, obviously with the rain and the not sure on the footing, maybe not being as big of a threat in the past game, but put him back at the running back position, and he's doing a really nice job for the Pirates right now in the run game. 2 running back set, 1 off set. Roberts in the pistol, handoff, Yoder, bounces outside, 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackle. Jayhawk slips off, and that's a Pirate touchdown. Yeah, Coach, right now, Yoder's just on a different level right now than everybody else right here, and he is currently getting stronger, running faster, and I'm sure the big boys up front for the Jayhawks are playing a lot of snaps here, and that's just Hudson showing a little wrinkle in their offensive concepts to be able to do something that they haven't had a lot of success this year, which is run the ball.
Yeah, watching Sullivan, Coach Sullivan, our defensive coordinator, trying to counter this run game. You see a couple more blitzes there. We're committing to gaps,
yes,
hoping that we're calling the play that is going to counter their run game. And that's just a tough one where Yoder's able to bounce it out to the outside. It looked like we had Munson coming up the middle through the A-gap. It just wasn't there. And again, we're going to have to be in a spot with a little big play potential. I know our coaches are trying to get a little more clarification on that tackle. That was a big momentum change, right or wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where it put us. And Coach Sullivan's trying to talk to the White Hat right now about what do our guys have to do in order to make that tackle. What's going to be safe? What's considered safe? And probably getting a little clarification on the sideline warning as well. they're shaking hands, they're talking it over. No hard feelings, but helps when you get a little context.
You know, I don't know what Drew could have done differently. It was a great hard hit.
That was tough. That's a great. Drew is he's a double leg specialist. He is on our dual wrestling team. He's going to be a big member of that third-ranked 1A wrestling team. But what a textbook play on a very talented running back, and tough call. But here we go. Special teams on the field. Third aspect of the game. We talk about it every week. It's been one of our stronger suits, and this is where we could see something happen. Gavin Cherry's gotten the ball the last 2 kickoffs, and this is something that could get us going.
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
I think what's that score? That one. Sorry, we're just getting some clarification of some scores around the district. Right now, Columbus is up 28-12 on the Falcons. Coach Smines is feverishly looking at some numbers and some paperwork. He looks like an accountant up here in the press box right now, trying to get get us some data right here. Numbers maybe not as strong suited as a PE teacher, but 29 ACT. Okay. Maybe 2 + 9. All right, so your Jayhawks take over 1st and 10, the 35-yard line with 22 seconds left. Tice to the wide side. Looks like a quad set. Looks nice pitch and catch. Oh, and he absolutely got swallowed up there by number 36, which is going to be. Oh.
Yeah, first on the scene, Blake Taylor, senior.
Blake Taylor with a great hit. Blake Taylor on the year. Blake Taylor on the year. There he is. 34 tackles, 11 solo tackles, and 3.5 tackles for loss. As the Pirates are up 28-6 on the Jayhawks. Coach Green, one thing I liked about this coaching staff, you know, things aren't going our way. We've had some calls that maybe we don't agree with, but instead of going out there and berating the refs, hey, can we just have a quick explanation? Right? And there's a time and place. You don't want to stop the game and try to get clarification. After the score, Coach Sullivan, hey, can I get some clarification so we can try to teach our guy what he needs to do differently? I remember doing that when we'd get a holding call. Hey, what did that number do? Oh, he was doing this. I'm not yelling at you. Please tell me where his hands were. They outside the frame? Was he, up in his neck area? So.
Absolutely. Our coaches do a tremendous job of leading, and I think anyone in the program, in the community, knows that, who we have in charge and coaching our guys. And there's a time and place for everything. And right now it allows us to live another drive. We get the ball here on the 35 with fresh quarter, fresh play clock, 6:28.
Union will be out. Nothing.
Looking to move the ball.
Yeah. Gotcha. What was the score update from Union and Sumner? I'm sure I could pull it up on.
21-6, I think.
All right, so Union is currently up on Sumner 21-6, which is important to know. There's some shuffling around here depending on who wins and who loses. Obviously, a lot of time for our Jayhawks to come back here and get some damage. Looks like a toss, halfback pass potential. Tice looks to set up, doesn't like what he sees, doesn't get a lot of room. Tice just got to throw it away. Throws it back to Haggerty. And, that's tough. Tough,
we got Haggerty down. That's
Haggerty looks like a lower body injury. We'll get some clarification here. Jayhawks are going to have a 3rd and long situation.
Tough.
Maybe it's
the creative. It could be the wind's knocked out of him. It could be a stinger. You can't really do much with either of those when you're on the ground. Tough to speculate.
Yep.
I love the creativity. We talk about we've seen some great creativity from our offense so far, but that's a tough call. That is a tough play to execute for one, and a very tough decision for Tice to make. When you're not the quarterback, you're taught, okay, if I don't have anything, I try to carry it, I try to run. He didn't have anything in front of him. Do I pass it? Well, my quarterback's right there. He's open, but cardinal sin, late and across the middle, you're setting yourself up for someone to get, lack of a better term, laid out.
Looks like Haggerty's up. I don't see any limp in his gait or anything. Looks like
holding his stomach. Looks like It could be the wind knocked out
Yeah.
and just needing to hurl real quick.
There-
And if we were early 2000s NFL and ESPN, we would be on the "you got jacked up" segment.
Yeah.
I think we can say that because he looks okay, but
Yeah, so
maybe his elbow.
Yeah, no, so we'll get some clarification. Obviously, we don't disclose injuries up here. We try to respect the privacy of the athlete. We can only just speculate. So hopefully we can get some information, and we hope Haggerty comes back here, being someone who has played a lot for us, especially at the quarterback. Last week, something happened with Haggerty for a play or two, and we had freshman Oakley Brown come in to the game to play quarterback, as we have freshman Oakley Brown in here. His statistics on the year, no pass attempts, 1 rush for -4 yards, and as it's 3rd and 16 on the 30-yard line, we'll see what Coach McMartin has drawn up here. Pass, Brown, pressure, sets up. Oh my gosh, what a great,
Oakley Brown, first, the snap at his hip, left hip pocket, grabs it, resets, sits in the pocket, delivers a strike.
Yeah. Little wobbly spiral.
Hey, what were you doing a freshman? Were you stepping into a varsity game? I don't know if that's tough to do. Maybe. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe you were. Maybe you were.
I tried out for tight end my first 3 days in high school
They
football,
said,
and
son, your hands never leaving the ground.
Yeah, so I was not doing what Oakley Brown's currently doing. So, handoff, J-Hawks. Oh, nice run there. Nice solid run as Bradley Pint getting some stuff going here for the Jayhawks, as your Jayhawks are down 28-6 with 10:54 left to go. Coach Green, you're right, freshman in high school. I will say one of my welcome to football moments was I made the traveling squad my redshirt freshman year at UNI, and I got in the Iowa game where they blocked 2 kicks. Wasn't on the field for the 2 block kicks, but that was a definite eye opener. Handoff, Jayhawks. Not much going as the defensive line for the Pirates starting to buckle down a little bit after a couple big plays for the Jayhawks.
We're in the position right now for Oakley to be in the game, but I love the poise these first few snaps here as he's at quarterback. I did play a little quarterback back in the day, and I also know a few times I got into the game, I fumbled the snaps.
Yeah.
So for Oakley just to step in and play this position right now, as knock on wood, we're not jinxing him, but he's done a nice job.
Pirates, pressure. Brown, it doesn't look where he's throwing, just to the outskirt hands there, and that was tough. I think it was 3rd and 12, 3rd and long. I can guarantee you Oakley maybe got a couple throws in, but, this isn't his first varsity taste, just a couple plays last week. So, Coach Green, you nailed it. Excellent poise from this freshman coming in here, having some production early into the drive, and it's not a make or break moment as the Jayhawks are 4th and 3 on the 43-yard line. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Jayhawks can do here as they try to close that gap between the Pirates and them. Oakley in the gun, moving his feet, fires a dart right to Tice Larson. I would say
first down.
First down.
Yep, silent official has moved past those sticks.
Nice job by Tice. You see that little curl route just behind the linebackers where they kind of set up at. And Eli Haggerty back into the game. Great job by Oakley Brown. Oakley Brown, 730 pounds maybe.
Yeah, great job. And a great job by Tice knowing where the sticks were at. A lot of times you see the guys end up being 2 yards in front of the stick and we don't get the first down. Great job by him running his route.
Handoff, mesh, Jayhawks, Cole, big run, sheds one arm tackle, and Jayhawks run game showing some life here to put some respect on Oakley Brown's measurables, 5'7", 140 pounds.
Yeah.
So I want to give him every pound that he can potentially have here, as he did a nice job filling in for being the green dot.
He is soaking wet right now, so
yes.
we can add a few more to that.
Yeah, we definitely can. So your Jayhawks with the ball, 2nd and 2, 31-yard line, 9 minutes, 13 seconds left. Hudson 28, Jesup 6. Haggerty gets the ball, 3-step drop, meets pressure, face mask, and Aiden Youngblood secures the catch.
What a grab.
And a nice job.
Man, that contact couldn't have been made at a better time. That got Hudson's defender made contact the second Aiden touched the ball. Might have helped him jam the ball into Aiden's arms there, to be honest. But that's a that's a play you can get alligator arms really
Yes.
easy. And Aiden did a great job of reeling that in.
Yeah, really nice job by the Jayhawks. First down here on the 23-yard line. Outside pressure from the Pirates. Oh, Oscar looks, kind of jump ball, and intercepted by the Pirates. Pass intent for Tice Larson. And Yoder, not Yoder. Number 2, Peyton Bishop with the intercept. 8 tackles and 4 solo tackles on the year, 1 fumble recovery. And instead of trying to get more, secure the catch, get down, and another offensive drive for the Jayhawks stalls out as the Pirates take over on the 18-yard line. Pirates 28, Jesup 6, 8:38 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he tipped the cap to Hudson there with the design pressure. They knew what we were wanting to do, and the design pressure where they're doing a great job of blowing up our H-backs there and really attacking our guards on the blitz.
You know, I'll give props to Oscar Cole for trying to do that, being a freshman up there. And, you know, some of these Hudson cats just got a little bit more beef, and that's a lot more to take on as the Jayhawks swallow up the run for the Pirates as there's not much going, as I don't think Yoder carried the ball there. Nope, we went back. The Pirates went back to Blake Taylor getting some carries as they're trying to put some different wrinkles and looks onto film. Still a lot of game left here to go, but Hudson fighting for a playoff spot. You know, the way these district games are shaking out, looks like not sure if it's going to be the 1 seed or the 2 seed. Columbus is still beating Appleton Parkersburg 28-12, so we'll see by tomorrow how this district shakes out. 2nd and 9, 19-yard line. Quiet, you can hear the cadence all the way up here in the press box. And a flock of Jayhawks plugging up that middle, trying not to give up anything between the tackles right now as that clock continues to tick down as we're safely under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Pirates have the ball 3rd and 7 on the 21-yard line.
I love the response from the Jayhawks here with 2 plays into the drive. We've only gained 3 yards for Hudson. That's great at the point of attack.
Pirates 2 wide receiver sets, split on both sides. Roberts rolls out, pressure from Haggerty, looks for a deep ball. Yoder, intercept! That's
Almost
tough. Yoder, Youngblood, jump ball. Nothing going for Pirates. Youngblood running in phase and be able to knock it down there, and it looks like Hudson's going to punt.
Almost a David Tyree helmet catch there for Youngblood, but just too much contact there.
Well, I'm going to ask you this, Coach. That play was a couple years ago. Do you think any of these kids know who David Tyree is?
Oh, zero chance. I'm impressed that I remember it, to be honest.
Good pull.
But,
great pull, by the way.
Hey, we're going to have 3 guys back to return here. Very safe return with Pint, Youngblood, Larson.
We don't have someone covered. Now we're covered. Here's that motion that we talked about for Hudson in their punt game. Oh, over the head.
Snap,
Looks like
snap.
it's fumbled. Oh, no.
Get the pursuit, boys.
That's a safety.
Safety.
He's
Get
down. He's down.
Stay off him.
That's a safety, yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting turn of events. The ball's wet. Little high snap, trying to zip it back there a little bit more. It looked like Jackson tried to make something out of nothing. Didn't look like there was much of pressure shown by the Jayhawks as they tried to set something up with a 3-return set, which I don't think we've seen a lot of this year from Jesup's special team. And it would be interesting to see where they said he was down at. Oh, no, sorry. They're getting ready for the safety kickoff. So, Jesup 8, Hudson 28 with 7 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Jesup is going to get the ball. And, you know.
I'm sorry, you're good.
Nope, you're good. Sorry. Just kind of dazed off into space there. Gotcha. So we'll see what the Jayhawks were able to trot out here. It looks like, you know, Haggerty's looking good. We saw him sprinting on the sideline, able to do stuff on that last series. You know, Coach Green, it's interesting. It's a 3-score game, 7 minutes left. Obviously, you got to have some more stuff go your way. What are you talking about with the Jayhawks in the huddle here? I mean, obviously the guys on the field don't know the Columbus AP score because obviously we've got to take care of what's in front of us. What are you telling the guys here?
Yeah, I think, well, first, this is a new scenario of a punt from the what do they have to punt from? We have to punt from the 20 right here. So
you can punt or you can kick off.
Okay, I was not aware of that.
I think, and I'm not sure if the rules change. Everyone used to punt, but I think you can kick off. I got to do some rules clarification here.
I think right now you're in the moment right now. Let's get a score.
Here we go. Jesup gets the ball at the 48-yard line. Drew Munson! Drew Munson! Man, that would have been cool. You know, Drew. Sorry.
That is a guy who has, by circumstance, needs to have his hand in the ground for us.
Yes.
He is a body that historically we may have at running back. We have Preston Youngblood in the past carrying the ball. Their size comparisons are very similar, but due to our roster, he has to find himself with his hand in the ground, helping out the guys in the backfield. Here we go, under center.
Nobody behind. And Jayhawks come out there and they take a timeout. I don't know if we only had 10 guys.
We don't have a running back on the field.
No. And I'm not sure. Coach McMartin bringing the Jayhawks in to talk about what that scenario is going to look like. Coach, you know, you talked about Drew Munson. Drew Munson being, you know, I think his eyes got super big. He's like, hey, this is bringing me back to my freshman sophomore year where I had the potential to maybe score a little bit here and there. And, you know, he good luck tackling Drew Munson out in open space, 6 foot, 215 pounds. That'd be a load to try to take down. Jayhawks coming out. Looks like Coach McMartin getting the play, making sure we get lined up. As you know, we probably got maybe 2-3 more possessions left in this game, probably closer to 2, and some great defensive stands. So we're going to see what the Jayhawks have going. Got to be probably have some sense of urgency here, Coach Green, to use the clock as both teams, as the Pirates have 3 timeouts. Jayhawks just used their first of the second half. And it looks like Bradley Pint is in at running back.
That moves Bell to, I believe, H-back or split out maybe.
Pirates showing pressure. Fake handoff. Nice handoff by, stumbles. And they're going to call that a forward pass. Hagerty looked like he did a really nice job selling that play action, and it looks like it's just a little greasy in the middle of the field. Hagerty stepped up, couldn't get his feet, and very fortunate here for the Jayhawks that his arm was going forward on that hit. 2nd and 10 on the 26-yard line. You know, after all the rain, it looks like a lot of Jesup faithful still here. I don't know where the student section went. Probably they're all so sweet they didn't want to melt like sugar. But great opportunity here. Hagerty in the gun, 2nd and 10. Drops back, tries to roll out, pressure in his face, throws it. Aiden Youngblood, soft hands, and wrapped up by Blake Taylor. Not before Aiden Youngblood is getting maybe 5 or 6 yards. Coach Green passing game pressure.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a saying, you feel the rush, you throw the rush.
Absolutely.
Or you got to throw hot. You got to throw into your pressure. And right now, it looks like we're seeing pressure just from the offensive left side, and we're seeing a lot of completions from Aiden Youngblood in the middle of the field. Tice Larson, that little curl route.
Yeah, Hudson is loving right now getting their linebackers or safeties at a full head of steam and timing the snap count. And
roll out, Hagerty throws across his body. Oh, that was tough. It's greasy out there. It's mushy.
Yeah.
People have a hard time, and that's throwing across your body, trying to make a play. It had potential, but that rollout game is something that really aids in Hagerty's progression pass-wise. And your Jayhawks right now are 4th and 4 on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, right now we're kind of in gunslinger mode with Brett Favre style, with Hudson bearing down on us. And, if we can identify the blitz, we can target the blitz.
Yes.
But that takes some pre-snap reads, and right now that's something that we haven't had a ton of.
It looks like 7-8, Hagerty jump ball, no one guarding, and a touchdown.
Love it. Back shoulder, Tice Larson. That was a botch play from the start, and Tice keeps running his route. Haggerty stays cool in the pocket. Great job getting something on that. That ball rolled in the ground, 3 revolutions. Haggerty picks it up and still puts it on the back shoulder for Tice.
So that brings Tice.
That's our second 4th down. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Last week was Sumner, 4th down in the back of the end zone. This week, Hudson back of the end zone, 4th down, touchdown to Tice.
And I believe with that, snap,
Gangler,
hold, soccer style.
Had a lot of people get through there. That's something we got to give Haley a little time.
Just a little time. And with that touchdown, I believe Tice Larson either ties or surpasses Ethan Wyatt for career touchdowns. I believe that is 15 for Tice in his career. So ties Ethan Wyatt in the 2015-16 season and is now second to career touchdown holder Carl Vogel, who has 18 career passing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, which was set in the 2001 through the 2003 football season. So J-Hawks, Coach Joe Smines, the J-Hawks showing, we're not going away just yet. Hudson 28, Jesup 14, 6 minutes, 1 second left to go in the 4th quarter.
Coach Sauer, wet playing field. We're down 2 scores, 6 minutes left. What type of special teams unit are you throwing out there right now?
It's too early for the onside. And then you're giving Hudson a good field. If you've got the leg from Tice, who I don't think's come off the field yet today, that would be wonderful to see him pin them deep as
Haley Gangler is on the field.
Okay, Gangler. Hudson preparing here. They have 10 guys within where you set up for the kickoff return. So they're anticipating some type of onside. If I'm Gangler, maybe Coach D'Souza is saying, hey, let's try just a little pop-up. Yep.
She does.
Yep.
Fair catch.
Smart move by the Pirates. That's you want to talk about the game within the game, Coach Green. Anytime, there's so many things you can do with the kickoff where you try to have it hit off the ground and bounce up, and they've gotten rid of that rule, at least in the NFL, for safety reasons. So a lot of coaches will teach their hands team, what you just saw for the Pirates there, if they pop it up and you can get in a space, fair catch, that's going to give you an opportunity to catch it safely. And the Pirates take over 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. Just a little pooch kick. Nice idea. Good idea. Jayhawks down 14-28. 1st and 10, 37-yard line. 2 running back set from the Pirates. Looks like a run. Ooh, that field is starting to get torn up just a little bit with all the rain that we've had today. And it looks like Yoder gets up off tackle towards the Jesup sideline for about 3 or 4 yards.
With the last possession, the last drive for Hudson, I really liked what we did against their run game. Not a bad start with the first play on the drive. Good initial contact, but they're going to milk this play clock. We're already down to 18. You're probably going to see them down within 5 with every snap here. And stopping the next play within the first 3 yards is going to be huge for us to get a turnover on downs or force them into a passing down.
Yoder with another strong run.
Flag on the play, hurled at the line of scrimmage. That's Randy Johnson in his prime. Great toss.
But instead of hitting a pigeon, he hit a Jayhawk. Yeah, so that's in the area of offensive holding, and Jayhawks catch a break here. As you can look at our score bug, and I saw this in some of the other games I've been watching for other schools, we got a little flag thing that pops up now. So, or maybe I'm just not that observant when I'm watching.
That is tier 1 from this crew on the Jayhawk Sports Network. That is awesome.
Anthony Baugh has all the tools and whistles to give us the best broadcast possible. Obviously, Coach Green and I are trying to work up to that so we can hold up our end of the bargain here. But 2nd and 16 for the Pirates as that clock continues to run just under 5 minutes with the ball at the 31-yard line. Pirates come out, 2 wide receivers set to the Jesup sideline, 2 running back set. one running back off to the side. Here we go, Coach. And
Roberts running it down, letting it hit 0, calling a timeout,
Yep.
Hudson.
Yeah, and that's a smart play for the Pirates. Maybe you didn't like your call, and you said, hey, we're going to run this. Yell at Roberts, hey, we're not going to run a play. We're going to take this down, pop a timeout. Each team now has 2. And then, as this continues here, Coach Green, if you're the Pirates, what do you do here? Do you try to keep going off tackle to keep getting Yoder carries? You still got a 2-score lead with just under 5 minutes. Do you try to get Blake Taylor some more carries, some other guys some carries going into next week? You try to eat more clock. What are you thinking?
Yeah, to me, you're focused on eating as much clock as possible. If it was a 1-score game, you might see a little more of play action. Let's get a big play potential and erase this 16 yards to go. But if I'm Hudson, this is a handoff to Yoder. Let's chew some clock, regardless if we get 2 yards or 18 yards. Let's eat some clock. Let's get the clock running. Possibly force us into a timeout situation. If they create a 3rd and long, we're probably going to force them into a potential timeout.
Yeah.
If we want to see them pass on 3rd and 16, if that's what it results in. But I think you hand the ball off here, and but that's coming from the cross-country coach. So
who played football, by the way?
Yep.
All right, 2 wide receiver set, split motion. Yoder coming across. Looks like behind the quarterback. Nice blocking on the exterior. Yoder and runs out of bounds.
Love it. Hey, that's the play call. I imagine the play call is get it out wide and then keep it in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Our guys did a great job of forcing it out. And towards the sideline. And Cherry shed the block there, got a little shoulder on him. Clock stops at 3rd and 10.
Coach Green, that's tough. In you practice, they're almost in their 4-minute offense. Hey, stay in bounds. Stay in bounds if you can, and obviously these are high school athletes, and that's hard to do. But good break here for the Jayhawks as we continue to keep time on our side as Hudson has a 2 wide receiver set towards their sideline. Roberts in the pistol. Handoff to Yoder. Yoder looks like he has space and sawed off at the kneecaps.
Love that run in the alley there. That's 3.
I think that's another Max DeVore sighting.
Let's call it. It is Max DeVore.
Max DeVore, instead of the ankle pick, trying to eat some kneecaps.
That's
MCDC style, right? Detroit Lions.
Dan Campbell at its finest. Hey, that creates a 4th and 8. We're going to be under 4 minutes. We're going to receive the ball at about 3:30. 3.5 minutes to go. Should Hudson still elect to punt here?
Be interesting if so they've gone to a little shield look, maybe something we haven't seen a whole bunch before. We've got 3 returners back. Interesting to see another high snap for the Pirates. Takes his time, gets it. Fair catch called by Youngblood. Smart move, Coach Green. We got the ball. You're pretty close with your assumption. Got the ball with 3:45 left to go. 2 timeouts. Right here. Know what I'd like to see? I'd almost say you'd have to go your 2-minute offense so you could have 90 seconds, hope for some type of onside. Let's not put the cart before the horse here and see what the Jayhawks can do offensively.
Yeah. You're going to see some definitely some passing. You're going to see some action to the sidelines for the Jayhawks. If we run the ball, maybe it's a little jet action to the outside. Maybe it's a little toss pass. But definitely passing the ball and trying to spread them out here.
Here's some pressure. 3 wide receiver set. Haggerty looks and overthrows. I don't know if Bradley lost it in the lights or it's just outside his fingertips. And even down 2 scores, the Pirates are still bringing pressure, this time from the boundary, which would be the short side of the field, which I feel like everything we've seen has either been to the wide side of the field. Things we've seen it's mainly been pressure from the Jayhawks sideline.
Yeah.
So using kind of sneaking on that Pirate sideline.
Yeah, we're going to be in a bit of that hurry up type of offense here. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little hard count trying to see if Hudson's got their ears pinned back right now if we can't catch them off sides.
Haggerty drops back, facing pressure in the middle. Tice, catch. Blake Taylor with the tackle, but not before. Tice Larson has another catch. To give the Jayhawks a first down.
We're going to want to be up at the line. Once we get that play call ran in, we're going to be up on the line very quickly here. Getting to the line with over 20 seconds left on the play clock. Being very efficient out of the huddle.
Two wide receivers set. Hagerty drops back, fires it in the middle. Tice Larson once again met by Peyton, number 2 for Jayhawks. Knee was down. Jayhawks finding a little bit of rhythm with their passing game, attacking the middle. I don't know if we're seeing more of a cover 2, which leaves a soft area, that tube in the middle of the field.
Absolutely love the play call. They had poor Hudson 63 chasing after Tice Larson there. It looks like 63 might be more of one of their down linemen or ends that ended up dropping back in coverage, but he was the only guy in the area chasing down Tice. That's a great play call, and again, Tice has got his hands on his knees. That's a couple big plays in a row for him, but this is what we were looking for. This is quick action. Now we are going across the middle for a couple plays consecutively, but when you get the first down, stop the clock while the sticks are moving. Get your play ran in by Cherry or DeVore, and then get to the line as soon as possible. Being very efficient on these play calls, and right now we've got Hudson on their heels right now.
Yeah, Hudson's on their heels. You know, Jayhawks took a timeout here, which, to be honest with you, is you can argue statistically if this is a great timeout or not. I agree this is a great job here by Coach McMartin. You know, we got to have a sense of urgency here with 1st and 10, the ball 26-yard line. You know, we can't bleed this clock much more. You know, I'd like to see a score here in the next minute 15. You know, you want to have some potential if you can get that onside kick to put yourself in an opportunity to move the ball. So, because that deep Hail Mary pass I don't think is really much in our repertoire. Hagerty drops back 3 steps down the middle, tipped.
Ooh.
Oh, looked
Good
like
job on Youngblood getting another hand on that. That's a tough play right there. We need quick plays, but Hudson is they started to sit back there instead of blitzing, which gave them an extra defender, which I don't know if Hagerty wasn't anticipating that, but it's just that's a tough quick hit type play.
You saw Tice running up the seam, and I thought he had a step on the safety, and it looked like it was for Youngblood, and Youngblood tipped it, and then it almost looked like Yoder could have had a chance at it, but good thing got knocked down as the Jayhawks are 2nd and 10 on 26-yard line. Hagerty rolls left, gets his feet set, darts it out to the side. That hit the ground. Good try by Aiden Youngblood to try to make it look like it was a catch for the Jayhawks as 3rd and 10 is upon us on the 26-yard line. And there's some laundry on the field. Unfortunately, I think that's in the area of offensive holding. Looks like the white hat was talking to Coach Brecky to see what he wanted to do here. I thought it was someone's shoes at first. I originally missed the flag. Looks like they're going to move the Jayhawks back. White hat signifies holding on the Jayhawks. Coach Green, that's always so tough on the rollouts. You have the interior, you have the defensive line slanting different ways. You got to try to hook your guy. Your foot slips a little bit, and you got to try to fight your butt off to get to the outside. Now the Jayhawks are 2nd and 20, right, the 36. Hagerty, low snap, steps back, heaves it, jump ball, Yoder with the interception. Dang. Hagerty tried to do a really nice job, maybe tried to force something there. And a big hit by Drew Munson.
A lot of contact there.
A lot of contact.
And Munson.
Sometimes you don't see that from the offensive lineman sprinting to that first point of contact as the Pirates take over with the ball right about where our line of scrimmage was just at in that previous play. So the Pirates take over on the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2:48 left to go. Scoring update, Columbus 28, AP 12 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in their game. Implications for that, why we keep talking about it. You know, Jesup needs to focus on this game, and I know we keep talking about it. And run by Yoder, TFL.
That is Drew Munson in the back, but he's a senior right now who doesn't want the last game on the home field to end, and putting a lot of effort out there right now.
So as we continue to talk about playoff implications, we could win and not make the playoffs. We could lose and make the playoffs. And right now, as it's going, and it's just under 2.5 minutes in the Columbus AP game. AP is down 18-28 to Columbus. Basically, what it comes down to, if AP wins and Jesup loses this game, AP's in. If AP loses this game, win or loss, the Jayhawks are in. I'm 99% sure on that. Roberts bleeding the clock, just about 2 minutes when he snaps it. Handoff. Big run, and sawed off there by, I think, Max DeVore. And that's going to be a first down there for Yoder, who has stepped into a new role in this game at running back, and just a great wrinkle to try to jumpstart this rushing attack for Hudson as they get a first down. New set of downs. Clock's right at 1 minute and 50 seconds here. Oh, looks like AP went for 2, and now Columbus is up 28-20 with 2:36. I'm going to talk to Mr. Baugh. We'll probably try to stay on till the end of the Columbus-Appleton-Parkersburg game, as there's about a minute difference in the play clock between the two games. Hudson, two wide receiver set, another handoff, another big run, and stumbles and bumbles forward for what looks like a first down for the Pirates. Coach McMartin going to call a timeout here.
Haggerty losing a helmet on the play, trying to absorb some contact at the line there.
Yep. Helmet comes off in high school football. You have to come out for one play unless, I believe this is correct, unless it's a legal use of hands to the face and the offender or defender pops your helmet off, then you get to stay in. But that play, his helmet popped off, and then Haggerty has to come out for a play. Hudson, clock running, 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line, 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Looks like we're going to see a great formation if it was for the boys in blue, but right now the visiting Hudson Pirates in white look like they're getting victory formation, letting that play clock wind down, 12, 11, 10. And it looks like they're going to be able to take this game all the way down to 0 here, and a knee from Roberts as that clock continues to roll down. The faithful listening at home, AP with the onside kick. Looks like there's a scrum in the middle of the field, and it looks like Columbus has the ball with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. Columbus has the ball at their own 49-yard line. And Hudson takes another knee, and that's going to be the end of the game for the Jayhawks, as the Jayhawks had some great stuff going on here. Hudson wins 28-14. As Hudson wins 28-14, you know, Coach Green, this was an excellent job. You know, not the way we wanted this to end up, but it was just a nice job by the Jayhawks, and we're gonna be on the broadcast here a little bit longer. Obviously, the Jayhawks don't know their fate yet. And so Coach McMartin, I'm sure, is going to talk to the boys. He's going to give me a phone call here shortly asking for what's going on with the game. But, you know, Coach Green, as we close the books on another season here on Jayhawk Sports Network, we just want to take a moment to say thank you. To everyone who tuned in, whether you're listening from home or on the road, your support has meant the world to us. On behalf of Alex Relo, Nick Green, and myself, and our entire crew, our on-site producer, Anthony Baugh, and camera operator, Eric Clark, we want to thank you for letting us be a small part of your Friday nights. Sharing the highs, the heartbreaks, and every moment in between. Now, the heartbreak or the highlights are still going on here as Columbus has the ball. 2nd and 8 as they get a huge run here against AP. 90 seconds left to go. And I don't know if there's going to be a measurement. I don't know how many timeouts AP has here. Oh, thank you. Reading's hard for me. All right, AP has 2 timeouts as the game continues to go on, and you hear the Hudson Pirates cheering on as they're going to go to the playoffs. I believe they're going to be the number 1 seed coming out of our district. For playoff football, one thing you need to understand is the 1 seed they match you up with different districts, and so the 1 seed will always play the 4 seed from a different district, and they usually try to do that geographically. 2 seed plays the 3 seed from a different district, and the 3 seed plays 2 seed, and the 4 seed ends up playing the 1 seed. So it'll be super interesting to see what this looks like going forth, as we still got 97 seconds left to go here in the Columbus-Appleton-Parkersburg game. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and short for Waterloo Columbus. For those of you still watching and listening, to watch this entire game on replay as well as other previous Jesup High School athletic events, go to the video section on our Facebook page. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology with music courtesy of bensound.com. All right, Columbus, 3rd and 1. Robinson under center, and that looks like a Columbus first down. So very interesting. I don't know if AP's going to be able to do much here. They do have one more timeout. Be interesting to see what Coach Pickna tries to do for the AP Falcons as he tries to slow down the clock here. And he does look like he calls a timeout as Columbus has a fresh set of downs with 1 minute and 26 seconds left. As you can kind of see on the field, you see a lot of the guys circled around Coach McMartin right now. Looks like they have the same application that we have here. They have the Huddle Fan app pulled up, which is a great resource that I don't know that we've had for several years. They have Columbus's YouTube page pulled up, and it's a great opportunity for you to be able to watch the game. Be able to see what's going on. As you can see, everyone's kind of waiting on pins and needles to see what's going to happen. Obviously, with Hudson winning, Hudson's going to take the number 1 seed. I believe if Columbus wins, I think they're a 2 seed. I believe that puts Union at the 3 seed, and I believe that puts us at the 4 seed as long as Appleton Parkersburg loses. Columbus with 1:20 left, lined up in victory formation and took a knee. AP with no timeouts left. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for Columbus on the 39-yard line as the clock continues. To count down, unless my screen freezes. Little lagging issue. There we go. Columbus AP game under 53 seconds, 2nd 11 for Columbus as they line up in the victory formation. Eric Clark doing an excellent job zooming in on the Jayhawks as they're all patiently awaiting around the iPad down there. And the clock continues to tick down there at Columbus Sailor Field. Looks like they ran it all the way down, and there's 40 seconds left to go on the game clock. Looks like they took a delay of game. Going to be, I don't know whether you accept it or not. Probably a moot point at this point, to be honest with you. But it looks like they accepted it. So it's going to be 2nd and 16 for Columbus. 40 seconds left to go.
You know, if you're watching and you think this is a unique scene that we're huddling around after a loss, the last home game on our field, last potential regular season game, and we're actively watching another team cheering for them to win, you got to remember back a few weeks ago when we battled AP to a 1-point victory, coming in as 38-point underdogs, and then traveling to Sumner Fred and pulling out a game that statistically you would not expect us to win.
Right.
A lot of fight goes into those 2 wins, and a lot of fight in general goes into a playoff type of berth, regardless of what your record looks like. And that's kind of what we're experiencing here right now.
Looks like the Sailors took their last victory formation and they're lined up, and it looks like Columbus is going to secure the victory over Appleton Parkersburg. Columbus 28, and that's going to be AP 20. And as it looks right here, as that final clock hits 0, Coach McMartin talks to the Jayhawks, and I believe the Jayhawks are going to the playoffs. So there'll be more information that comes out. There's the matchups will come up next week, tomorrow, who we got. So Jesup coming in as the 4 seed for the playoffs. They'll go against the number 1 seed. I think there's a good chance the Jayhawks are going to travel to Grundy Center as the number 1 seed for 1A. So it'll be super interesting to see. We'll reshare some stuff on Jesup Sports Network. Coach Green, thank you for spending time away from your family and doing this with me. Dude, who's got better than us?
No one.
Absolutely nobody. So great day to be a Jayhawk. Great time to be a Jayhawk. Good luck to the rest of our fall sports teams, and Jayhawks, have a great night.